I will try to be as brief as possible. There are issues I would not want to discuss because I believe that after the Supreme Court judgment, they are not necessary and they are not going to be too useful. Number one, I disagree with you that Atiku should not have run. The party that I belong to, which is PDP, threw the race open to all of us. Atiku had offered that if it was zoned to southeast, he would support it. Remember that Atiku and Peter Obi ran in 2019. Atiku that I know today is a very, very self-made man. He's worked very hard all his life and he's not desperate. The first time I knew of him and I saw him was in Jos in 1993 when Chief Abiola was running. He was asked at that time to withdraw for Abiola and he did it. And I will never forget that occasion. So if he was a desperado, he would not have done that. Any other person would be throwing tantrums. He was promised the VP slot to MKO at that time. They made a promise to him. But when the governors came, they persuaded Abiola that Abiola cannot pick him. Abiola should pick their man, Baba Gana Kingibe. So a lot of people don't remember this history or they don't know this history. Atiku stepped down. They didn't make him vice president. He did not fight. He went away. In 1999, he was already to be the governor of Adamawa State when, because of his support and that of his boss, Major General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua, they pulled him from being governor and then made him vice president to Obasanjo. That is the man for you. And despite being the vice president, people, they will whip up a lot of sentiments against him. When he was vice president, he was extremely effective. But by second term, he started having problems with his boss, Obasanjo, because Obasanjo wanted them to have the third term. And the man said, no, this was not our agreement. Why don't we do it the other way? Anyway, so their relationship collapsed. But anytime he contested the election, one thing I admire in him is that he remains firmly committed to the rule of law. You will never see thugs, political thugs around Atiku. It is impossible. You will only see intellectuals with him. And that's why people like us can function. There is no way I would have taken the kind of political assignment I took on if I did not know that the man respected brains, respected intellect, he did not respect muscles. Many times, he said it even on television, that it is not compulsory for him to be president, but that he will always follow the rule of law. Nigerians believe that you are smart when you outsmart others. For Atiku, that is not it. For Atiku, he plays by the rules, he plays by the books. No human being is perfect, but I have seen a man that I love his political ideals. He's so meticulous. Send him a text message, he gets the message, he reasons, and by the time he responds, you cannot find anything to argue about again. So at any rate, that is that. Then on the theory that, oh, it's because PDP was divided against itself, there was no party more divided than APC. I've said that repeatedly on this platform. There was none. APC was so divided that they were abusing the president, but their own president, they were abusing him publicly. The theory, let me tell you, that you are not looking at. In 1979 and 1983, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was running from the southeast, just like Peter Obi did this time. And Chief Obafemi Awolowo was running from the southwest, 1979 and 1983. Go and check it. And we had Alhaji Shehu Shagari from the north. Sir, it's the same scenario. And we had Malam Aminu Kano controlling Kano, just like Rabiu Kwankwaso. What happens is that for a presidential candidate to win, theoretically in Nigeria, there are 6 regions. You must lock down at least 4 of them. It is a known fact. You must lock down at least 4 out of that 6. And more often than not, the first place to lock down is your own area, in the south. So where you have 2 southerners, Obi already took 2 of the southern areas away from Tinubu. 2. He took...
From Atiku.
No! Wait! Wait now. Oga, can you wait? Oga, no, you are making a mistake. People don't vote. You are saying it as if it's only political. Can you let me finish, sir? Oga, why don't you let me finish? Let me finish now. You asked me a question and I'm answering you. Obi took southwest, southeast, and south, and even took Lagos. From Tinubu, you are talking as if it's only political parties that vote. Most of those who voted for Obi, they were neither in PDP or in Labour. I can tell you for a fact that more than 70% of those who voted for Obi did not belong to APC, and they were young people who wanted a change. It had nothing to do with PDP. Nothing to do with PDP. What was the total votes scored by Tinubu, even in the whole of Nigeria, despite all the things that happened? 8 million votes.
8 million?
Yeah.
That vote.
I am telling you that majority of those who voted, I am telling you that it had nothing to do, Oga, I am telling you it had nothing to do with Labour or PDP. You are saying it as if in an election, only political parties vote. No. Why do you think Buhari could not win all the time that he was running, the first 3 occasions? Because he could not cross to the other zone. You will first of all lock down your own zone. So what happened was that when the El-Rufais and all of them succeeded in persuading Buhari that, look, oh, you cannot hand over to opposition. Look, we can't be going on the live something and expose a lot of things at this stage. You will read them in books later. I'm an intellectual. I am giving you the fact that I know that this thing is beyond just because Wike moved. So whereas did Wike, for example, have impact, even in the South, apart from Rivers, where even in Rivers, Labour is believed to have led in Rivers. So,
Uncle D, I didn't cut you short. Let me come in here. During the election, I was in Nigeria. I was really informed. Do you know what they were saying in South and in South especially? What they were saying in South was this: if you don't vote, if you don't vote for Obi, vote for Obi. If you don't vote for Ashiwa, you vote for Obi. That was the game. The game was this: if they vote for Obi, they will reduce article vote.
No.
That calculation so much work for people in the South.
It is. I disagree, sir. You can, if you cannot, let me tell you, it is.
Go to your own village, Uncle D, in Auji, in Edo North, in Edo North. That was the slogan there.
Oga, let's agree on something. I said let's agree on something. Whether you accept my own theory or you don't. I don't want us to dwell too much on an election that was already concluded at the Supreme Court today. Whatever we're doing now is an academic exercise. Do you understand? And there are things I don't want to say because it's like we are reopening old wounds. There are too many issues involved. If you believe that election, my final word to you, in which all the machines worked for National Assembly and suddenly did not work for presidential, you believe that was an election, then there is no point talking about it again. So I am very happy that at least today we can rest from political permutations or no permutations and watch events unfold. Everything about life, I hold on to something, God. So God sees the beginning, God sees the end. It's our country. We will continue to do whatever we can do in our country. I've never been in government. 40 years now, 1983 to now. I've never been in government. I love my country. I'm glad that at least you gave me that honor. You recognize that I love my country. People who love their country would always wish that. If I wanted comfort, it would be the easiest of things for me. There is no political actor in Nigeria today that I will not be able to go to and get that comfort. But Nigeria is everything to me. The top 4 candidates in terms of spread would be Atiku, Peter Obi, Tinubu, Rabiu Kwankwaso, not in any particular order, but those were the top 4. The top 3, of course, again, you will have Atiku, you will have Asiwaju and Peter Obi. And then the top 2, in terms of spread that I expected, you will again have APC because they were already in power. They had a lot of the governors and all that, but they had their own crisis, like I said. And then Atiku PDP was supposed to be the leading opposition party. 2019, Atiku ran with Peter Obi, and then Peter Obi decided to run on his own through the Labour Party this time. So, when you talk about experience, exposure, comportment, you would agree with me that the most experienced was Vice President Atiku Abubakar. There was no question about that. And for Peter Obi to have run with him in 2019, of course, you will know that he believed he had good qualities. And you see that till today, Atiku and Obi they remain the best of friends. So, I don't know what else I can say more than that. Well, justice may not be served if the people themselves are not serious about their lives. So, that is it. You see, again, back to this issue of Obi and Atiku and all that. 1 million Obi, 1 million Atiku, 1 million Wike could not have stopped what happened. Let's leave it at that. It was well perfected. You see, you do not know the power of the federal government in Nigeria. In the same election, where the National Assembly, everything worked perfectly, and then it came to presidential, suddenly everything packed up. And you call that an election? I disagree. It's my opinion. It has nothing to do with election. In an election where a president voted and showed who he voted for, that's not an election. Let's forget it. The Supreme Court has decided that everything was perfect. Because I listened this morning, they said everything was, and we accept it. So nothing more to say. All along the ledger law appeal. You can only leave everything to God. So that's my opinion. But for anybody to try and force me to accept what I saw clearly as a misnomer, it was not a normal thing that happened. People, I've never seen a place where a president, or anybody, even ordinary citizen, will vote, and you will raise and say, see, oh, I don't want to offend you people, oh, it's you I supported, oh. I mean, for me, there were too many crazy things that happened, but you see, I'm the kind of person that I don't have high blood pressure, and I don't want to have it. Not over politics. I've been in opposition for 40 years. So why do I want to subject myself to unnecessary? Everything I do is academic exercise. I can't carry a gun, I can't carry a knife, I don't have any thug to go and fight anywhere. No, you will never see me. And that's one of the things I admire in Atiku, the fact that you have a politician who is that gentle and reasonable, who will not fight anybody. Have you ever seen him go anywhere with thugs around him? Never. He does his thing, you know. He wants to use his wealth of experience for Nigeria. And if Nigeria cannot defend it, if nobody can defend it, so be it. He will not suffer. His children will not suffer. He has sent them to school. He has established schools where he's giving thousands of scholarships to people. He's doing what he can. And he's happy doing it. That's all. So there is nothing to get angry over. So those who support Asiwaju, they are very welcome. I've never asked anybody don't support Tinubu. If you see it anywhere, show me. So why should you tell me not to support my own candidate? My candidate, I'm in PDP. I contested a PDP. I lost. And I supported the man who won, which is what any reasonable person should do. And those who are overtly ambitious and they want to own the heavens and the earth, they are also welcome. We've seen it all before. I remember in 1993, a few days after the Abacha coup, I remember in Chief Abiola's house, when people started saying, no, they must join the government, because if they don't join it, other people will take the positions. So all the people who took those positions, where are they today? People don't know why some of us are so comfortable and we're not bothered about this. It's because we've seen it all before. People don't have this knowledge of this thing. They jump up. How many people can government feed? Balabata, you have 10,000 political appointees. So after that, so how many of them will become billionaires? The only thing that will not deceive is your hand. I tell you when in the only thing that will not deceive you in life is your hand. I'm in my house doing my work now. If I'm a politician and the appointment, I'll be sitting in one corridor now, falling asleep until my Oga is ready to see me. Now, I'm my own Oga, I report to God. That's all. But suddenly, everybody won't think appointment is the only way you can make it. If you can make it, go and make it, no problem. What is the civil service? What is the salary in civil service? If you work for government, how much can you make from government? So you must have contentment. If you have contentment, you will see that everything will be fine. Your observation is that PDP is not playing the role of opposition. Yeah, the reason is obvious. In a situation where you have very powerful PDP members like Wike, who decide that they want to play the spoiler, so not everybody has the capacity to speak the way I will speak. I speak because I'm a technocrat, I'm a professional, and so my life does not depend on politics. Whatever I get, I get. Whatever I don't get, that's it. So you have people like that. You saw him in court today. You could see the self-glorification and happiness that you are destroying your own party. You see, in life, what I look at is the end. So we're watching. We're watching what will happen ultimately. Today you can have power. Tomorrow the power is gone. Only God has power. So it's a very simple thing. So that you are happy, how can you? And that's one of the things I respect about Atiku. When Atiku had problems with PDP, he left. And when it was resolved, he came back. Husband and wife can separate for a while and they come back later and they appreciate themselves. But it's a situation where I dare him to leave PDP and go fully to APC. You are holding one leg because he doesn't even trust the people in APC because he knows that ultimately they will come for him. There are more than enough ambitious people in APC who will not allow him to take over their party, no matter how much money he spends on them. They will use him and dump him ultimately. Mark my word. That's what will happen. And he knows it. That's why he's still holding one leg inside PDP. So, PDP, well, I pray that somehow a few people will find the courage to reorganize the party. It requires courage because the kind of money that people are throwing about in politics, you can't imagine it. The G5 governors that you said worked for Tinubu, where are they? Wike knew what he did, even to to deal with the labor guys in Rivers. Everybody knows what happened in Rivers. The G5 governors, minus Seyi Makinde that won in Ibadan, in Oyo State. Where are the other one? The man from Enugu lost, ordinary senatorial district. The man from Abia lost. The man from Benue lost. They wasted 3 governors, their own ambition. They wasted it on this thing. And they all did not work for Asiwaju, like you said, anyway, because the man in Benue worked for Labour. The other people wanted, in Abia and in Enugu, they wanted to be senators. They couldn't get it. So where is the influence? Just wasted a lot of time, money, and that's it. That's it. You guys don't dig deep and watch. So when you say it's because of people left, what was their impact for themselves? Chief Abiola used to tell us in those days that before you can persuade people about something, you must first of all convince yourself. They themselves, were they able to help, but were they able to help themselves? Not to now talk of helping Asiwaju. They were of no effect. Tell me who in the East voted for Asiwaju. So that's what you have to look at. Look, we all know what happened, so let's leave it. Supreme Court is final. That's man for you. God is a different level. As far as man is concerned, it is over. So let's leave it. There is no point reopening old wounds. There is no point. So, but some of us have chosen that this is my destiny. Maybe it's my destiny to be in opposition perpetually. I don't mind. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And God has shown me sufficient proof of the compensation when you do good, when you support good, when you travel the road less traveled. A lot of people will want to belong to where everybody is. So how many people? What's my position concerning today's verdict? I have none. Well, I spoke about when the Justice Okoro said it was talking about 25% mandatory requirement in SCT, and he said it wasn't necessary. And that was at the point I lost it finally. That, how can you say that? If the constitution is not ambiguous, if the constitution did not think FCT was important, it did not mention FCT. You are saying, but the argument that really got me off was when he said, so look at the scenario, if somebody has majority votes and has 25% in 30 states, are you saying he cannot be president if he doesn't have 25% in FCT? Of course, the answer is no, he cannot be president. It's clear. It happened to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton had over 2 million votes above Donald Trump. Still, Donald Trump defeated because there were constitutional requirements that she needed to satisfy, and she couldn't, and that was it. In Nigeria, imagine somebody having over 2 million votes above someone, and then you say that person cannot be president. Hey, they will die there. That's what happened today. So they decided that, look, all they were interested in is that, and since he has got majority votes, but there were specific requirements. It's English. I have a master's degree in English literature. I'm not boasting. And I went to one of the best schools in the world, Great Ife, University of Ife, now Bafemi Awolowo University. Once you say, mention something specifically, that plus this and that, you cannot remove that and. You cannot remove that plus. That is my point of departure, and that's my opinion. So it's an academic thing, but it's a powerless opinion. It makes no sense in Nigeria. It's powerless. So for me, that's the least of all the things that I picked up. Can you say that if you don't meet a requirement, you don't meet it? You go to JAM, and they say for you to do medicine, you must have mathematics. You now say because you pass physics, you pass biology, you pass chemistry, you pass English, but you didn't get math. Of course, they will disqualify you. It's normal. There are requirements. So, anyway, Me, I've already planned my life. So that's why when people are crying on social media, hey, you lost out. Lost out where? I've planned my life. I've been building that place for about 5, almost 6 years now, slowly but steadily, because I don't have access to free money. So people who know me know that I live on contentment. So once that place is ready, you see it will be a showpiece. It will inspire younger people that you can use your hand to work and not wait on any government. How much can everybody make in government? I've said it to tell you, don't believe it. So that's why today I issued a statement. I said, I will remain in opposition like I've been for 40 years. I'm not joking. People thought by now, hey, I'll just jump up. I have nothing against Ashwaju, but I have my own principles that I follow. That's it, and that's my principle. It's very easy for me today now to say, okay, the case is closed. And then find a very easy excuse. It should be the case is okay. The Supreme Court has decided, so it's now time for us to join hands with the government. Pim! Tomorrow, I declare. They will take me. If I say I want to go to APC, they will take me. But that's not me. I survived 8 years of Buhari. I was one of those who promoted Buhari in 2015. I met Buhari. Anybody would have carried the CV. Buhari invited me. I went there. I didn't go to. I took my book to say, look, I criticize every government. I'm going to criticize your own too. How many people can stand up? Go and check. It's on this Instagram. Go and check my post there. How many people go to a president in Nigeria and tell him that, look, oh, this is what I did to your predecessors, and this is what I'm going to do to you too. And I gave him a copy of what I wrote, and he asked me to autograph it for him. So whether you believe, you don't believe, it doesn't matter. But you will continue to see it. And we will continue to bust all the lies that people tell against us. The worst punishment to give your enemy is to bust his lie. When you see that I don't have anything against anybody, when you see that I'm doing my work diligently, when you see me writing books, when you continue to come to my page every day because you must see what Dele Momodu is doing, that's enough punishment for you, for anybody who hates you. Nobody will come to your page if you have nothing to offer. So they will continue to come, they will continue to abuse us, and we will continue to thrive, we will continue to look good, we will continue to fly all over the world, because that's what God has assigned to us. God bless you all.